Storm.
Welcome back to P-Storm. We are hopefully going to finish Chapter 4 of Danganronpa today. Obviously not on this episode, but, hopefully during this session. But, so yeah, when we last left off, we just found out that Sakura had unfortunately gone bye-bye. So, yeah, we're doing this song and dance again, finding out who killed her. Right now, yeah, it could have been anyone, honestly. And, I don't really want to find out who, because that means they'll get executed. But, right, what was I doing? Oh, yes. Let's look at the map, see where... Okay, so there's evidence in Toko's room. As long as we're investigating the dorms, I wonder if I can go into dead students' rooms. Let's see.
The door won't budge. This room must be locked. There's no point trying to get in here right now.
Well, I don't know what I was expecting.
I pressed the doorbell, and after a few seconds...
Huh? Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. She was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood. Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time? Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something.
I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya
already told me she had asked me to meet with him.
What? She wanted to meet with Master, too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it?
I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't get to see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go.
Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room.
With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room.
Alright, what else we got? Seems like there's still evidence to collect from there.
I should probably avoid pestering people too much. Toko already told me. Said she did get the note, but she was too scared to go meet with Sakura. That's what she claims anyway. But what's the truth of the matter? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Where was that other place that I saw an exclamation point? Hero's room. It's this way.
I pressed the doorbell, and after a few seconds...
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
How'd you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too.
What? When did Sakura tell you that?
Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course.
But didn't she write you a note?
Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing.
I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that?
Yeah, definitely suspicious.
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then.
While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you?
Oh, do I still have it? Let's see.
Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore.
With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out.
Trash?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me.
Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it.
Oh shit. Did Hiro poison the candy?
Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? We'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start?
Chem lab, obviously. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way.
Yeah, I got it.
I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Yeah. Even though I trust Byakuya more than I did before, that doesn't mean I like him.
This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it.
Oh.
Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf.
Yeah, and something spilled on the floor.
But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step on it.
It looks like it could be some kind of acid or something.
There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Or, melt my shoes or whatever. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from?
Yep. That's poison, alright. If it's got a skull and crossbones on it, that means it must be poison, right?
Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4.
Would you like to hear something interesting? Even with seatbelts, people die all the time in car crashes. Also, I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this.
Then this powder must have been spilled.
That's right. It could have only been around the time of the incident.
If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow.
Okay, the footprints.
These are footprints? And they're only in front of the left shelf.
How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan.
By we, do you mean me?
How kind of you to offer.
With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
Well, Let's go. Chop chop.
Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So, how's this?
Not bad. For you, I mean.
For me?
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight for that shelf, and did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me. These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours?
No.
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said.
I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints.
Unfortunately?
But with how clear these prints are, should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to.
These prints are a really valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. First I have to check out this area. Oh, I guess I should check out the left shelf. Let's see, what's on the shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? But wait, there's more! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it there on accident? So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are.
They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring out a chemical reaction. Or reagents. There we go. Have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss.
Isn't that kind of harsh?
What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well.
I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with letter C and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section C. I should try and find out more about this shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A is dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein power from Section A. But what concerns me is in that Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room.
Okay. Back down to the 3rd floor I go, I suppose. What? I guess I have to... What? Yo, why can't I fast travel and, like... I have been all over the 3rd floor, so why can't I fast travel anywhere on the 3rd floor? Oh well. Maybe there's like an event that plays as soon as I leave the chem lab, and that's why. No? Okay, I guess I'll just hoof it like a fucking caveman. Bunga bunga, me no fast travel. Rec room. Right, it's this way. Oh my god, fuck springtime. You might have heard me sniffling my ass off in recent videos. Because it's fucking spring. Ugh. Bitch. Okay, sorry you had to hear that, folks. So, Makoto, how's your investigation going?
I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see. So, along with Bianca, they're both claiming they didn't go to see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying.
Someone's lying? Well, what's new about that?
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. I guess let's start with the body.
According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out.
Well, yeah, I know, but...
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? Look inside her pants.
What pants?
There's no getting around it.
Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there's still sometimes... Can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
That's totally normal.
Then how can you...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past.
What?
Sorry, never mind. More importantly, look here.
Her shoes?
Yo. Sakura confirmed for having tiny feet. Her fucking feet are smaller than Makoto's. I didn't see that coming. You see that yellow powder on her instep?
Yeah, it really stands out.
That powder is clue number 1. Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully. Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain. It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head.
2 blows?
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one. So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail.
Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off.
Okay, let's see, and what else was I supposed to... Oh, the bottles...
I think Kyoko also said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it.
Correlation? Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome.
And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer?
I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Only to a degree?
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
An experiment?
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too.
Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya's not here, so... Anyway, I had to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass.
With that, Kyoko left the room. I don't really know what this is all about, but... what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up...
Sorry to keep you waiting. Is everything okay? Then let's get to work.
So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights.
Compare the weights of what?
The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact.
Why do you want to do that?
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done. First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles.
It's balanced.
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same.
Which makes sense. The Monokuma bottles inside are basically... the Monokuma figures inside are basically the same. Nothing else could really affect the weight.
Now here comes... now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see?
Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to collect them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
Okay, then let's give it a try.
Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
Just as I thought.
What?
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together. I believe you arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you.
Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine's upside down. Someone put it back that way on accident?
No.
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word that's been written in bold, bloody letters, and it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Then it would appear you found it.
Kyoko, is this?
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
A dying message?
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... that says Toko, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Then she's the killer, right?
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Okay. I can tell you that confirms one thing. There's a 0% chance that Toko's the killer now. Because unless your name is Leon, someone writing your name as a dying message means you didn't do it. I've played enough Ace Attorney to know that. It's like, yeah, there's usually, like, if a dying message is correct, it's usually, like, encoded somehow. So it never explicitly states the killer's name. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer.
I can see why you'd think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious.
Yes, yes. Makoto's actually using his head for once. Oh, wow. That investigation was a lot shorter than I thought it would be.
Oops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen.
But he was, like, thinking all the dialogue up to that point, so everyone just looks at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? Makoto, what the fuck are you talking about?
Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then...
The ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery.
Winky face. What the... How are you saying all those things out loud?
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive. For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body.
This is just plain creepy.
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative. For example, do you have 100 friends?
He's right, that does make it seem sad. You ever watch that show, Komi Can't Communicate? I'm watching it right now. Don't ask me how, I don't think we got Netflix in this school.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there.
What the hell was that? You and me both. I don't get it.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
I don't think I'm acting casual. I I didn't murder anyone.
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever.
Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit.
The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us?
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going.
How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you? The culprit is one of us, make no mistake about that. I said it before and I'll say it again, it wasn't me.
Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, it felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. Climbed our way into the steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again.
Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely.
You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left.
I wonder, will the class trial end with one last classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats.
Oh shit. The courtroom looks like an ancient Egyptian pyramid this time. Deadly faith, deadly deception. Triplets born, the throne awaits, something, deadly fate. Give up your children, don't masturbate. Now it's time for cake. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial, so your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin? We already know who did it. Whoa, deja vu! The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'd never kill someone, no way.
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of these three is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that.
I thought there was going to be a bullet time battle right away. Okay. Aoi's account. What does that say? Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro, asking them to meet with her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes under each person's room door. Okay, no contradiction there.
Some concrete reason why Hina suspects those three specifically. I'm sure she's mentioned it before.
Alright, let me look at it again. Shit. Yeah, I think... Yeah, there are only two weak spots, so one of them... And, you know, neither of them really contradict the truth bullet, so... One must be the, Fuck! Alright, let's try it again, this time, slowing down. Okay, that's wrong.
Come on, Makoto, don't clam up now.
Okay, that's not right either. Alright, so I guess the truth bullet that's loaded into the truth cylinder is the right one. So I guess it's just a matter of finding the right weak point. Okay. Fourth time's the charm, ladies and gentlemen.
なぜ俺たち動機があるあんたたちはさくらちゃんそれだけかそれだけの理由で疑うなんてそれは違う
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, that's right. That was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it?
Pocket trash. I don't know. I think the pocket trash points at Hina more than anyone else. Or Hiro. Small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yasuhiro's pocket. I gotta wait for Hiro to say something. Fuck it. It might have been Hiro, as much as I don't want to admit it.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? This gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is...
That must have been when Sakura got the candy.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy until after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that? Fuck.
Why the sudden hostility?
But when we talked, that's all. But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true, I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it.
What are you saying? No way. I didn't do it.
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on.
When did you see that dying message of hers? Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body, duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that when you actually saw that message... So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw that message for yourself.
Yeah, fuck. I think Hiro might have done it, because he seems like the kind of guy who would fake a dying message, knowing that that never fucking works. Or I guess in his case, not knowing.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was...
Yep.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us.
Okay, magazine dying message. Magazine shelf. One magazine had been put back upside down.
He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body. But at that time, where was the magazine?
Alright. So yeah, I think I might have to flashback that one. Haha, gotcha!
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Gah! Gah!
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on, you're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and you know who the killer is. Toko. Vienna sausage? What the fuck? Is that some kind of, like, Cockney rhyming slang? I've been giving Hiro the wrong accent this whole time. Sorry for fluctuating volume. I had to take off my jacket there for a sec. That's another thing about spring. It's getting hot as hell. I don't like it. I don't like hot weather.
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us. Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place? No. Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100% without a doubt she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's at least like 20%.
Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message.
Oh. Time for bullet time battle. Hold up. Right. Before anything else, I gotta remember how to reload. Okay, the tab key. Oh. Man, this... Okay. Either Hiro is the red herring to end all red herrings, or this is the shortest trial in the history of trials.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message.
Okay, it seems like the latter.
Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger, but both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah, he admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because, well, you'll just have to find out in the next episode, okay?